City Council meeting on this October 22nd, 2025. It's approximately 5:36. Mr. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilwoman Baskin.
Present.
Councilman Leon. Here. Councilwoman Powell.
Present.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Here.
Councilwoman Julian.
Here.
Vice Mayor Stevens.
Present.
Mayor Harris.
I'm present.
You have a quorum.
Please stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Now you can do this. You see, I got Katrina glasses.
God our Father, we thank you for your blessings. We thank you for allowing us to gather collectively as a community to ultimately discuss business that would ultimately affect our people. It is in this moment, God, we pray that you continue to bless the city of Miami Gardens, continue to shower your many blessings upon us, peace, love, and prosperity. Father, we pray that you give my colleagues and I your knowledge, your wisdom, and your understanding as we prepare to discuss business to progress your city and move your city forward. All these things we ask in your Son's name, I do pray. Amen.
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 Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I need a motion to approve the minutes from.
Motion.
Second.
They've been moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the minutes from last meeting, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show the minutes approved. We're on order of business. Are there any items that need to be pulled, deleted, or withdrawn at this time? Showing none, I need a motion on the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The agenda has been adopted. There's no special presentations. We're on public comments. The first person up will be Dr. James Davis, Minister Hume Wallace, I believe it is, and Ms. Rhea Hughes. Well, Mr. Clerk, before they speak, could you read the back of the comment card for me, please?
Yes, sir. Citizen participation is governed by Section 2-60 of the City of Miami Gardens Code. Public comments are limited to matters within the scope of the jurisdiction of the City Council. Each person other than members of the city staff who addresses the City Council shall give their name, address, and whether the person is speaking on his or her own behalf, a group of persons, or a third party. When in the determination of the presiding officer, there are many persons wishing to speak on the same proposition. The presiding officer may direct these persons designate a representative to address the City Council rather than all members of such group. All speakers shall be limited to 2 minutes unless further time is given by the presiding officer. All remarks shall be addressed to the City Council as a body and not to any one member. No person other than the City Council member and a person having the floor shall be permitted to enter any discussion without the permission of the presiding officer. No question shall be asked of the City Council members except through the presiding officer. Order shall be maintained if any person makes personally irrelevant, impertinent, or slanderous remarks, becomes boisterous while addressing the City Council, or becomes too lengthy, abusive, obscene, and or disruptive, or otherwise fails to comply with the orders of the presiding officer and is declared out of order, the individual may be subject to removal by the Sergeant at Arms.
And council, please govern yourselves accordingly as well. Dr. Davis.
Good evening and happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Dr. James Davis, 1500 Northwest 154th Street. In 2023, residents in one of our neighboring communities expressed their disappointment about a proposed car wash being built in their residential neighborhood, which they later were given the opportunity to meet with the investor and city officials. Allow me to share some of their concerns, echoing what many have shared or will share this evening. One resident shared, the project is just not compatible with the neighborhood. It is mostly a residential neighborhood. Same is true here in Miami Gardens. Another share, the biggest thing is it doesn't match. It doesn't match with what's going on in this area. Excuse me. Another one shared, it just doesn't fit. There are plenty of other places around this city. Same is true here in Miami Gardens. Some residents even shared that the car wash would change their community's aesthetic and would be an eyesore. Same is true here in Miami Gardens. And they all expressed concerns about the increased traffic in their residential community. So we're asking that this agreement be no longer considered and that our representatives be more transparent and inform us of any proposed projects just like you do when you're sponsoring parties. You're transparent when promoting your parties, but you're not transparent about the proposed projects in this city, which is concerning. We have to do better. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Davis.
You're welcome.
Mr. Hermie Wallace?
City Council, Mayor, Miami Gardens, Florida, good evening. I am Minister Herman Wallace, and I live at 2430 Northwest 185th Terrace, right over there on the other side of this building. I have a concern this evening. My concern is this sign up here on 183rd Street and 26th Avenue. It says, "Do not enter." Now, I'm 82 years old, and when I go to my doctor's appointment, I take Uber. I don't drive now. And when Uber bring me back home, they come down 183rd Street going west to Northwest 26th Avenue. But there's a sign there that says, "Do not enter." Now, my driver sees this sign, and he's on Northwest 26th Avenue. And I tell him, "It's okay, you can go." He said, "I don't speak English," but he recognized this sign that says, "Do not enter." Now, on the west side of this sign is a pawn shop. On the east side, there's a public library. Now, my driver is right here on 26th Avenue. He has to back up to get back to 183rd Street going west to bring me home. But he backs up, cars are coming real fast. The highway is busy, and he putting on brakes. Cars are slipping and sliding on the highway. I'm in the back seat, and I'm scared. That could be a real bad accident. And I'm asking you to take that sign down, because when we get down to 185th Terrace, there's another sign, and this sign says, "Stop." Now, who is this sign talking to? There's not supposed to be anybody on 26th Avenue. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. But you all have the power. Please take that sign down for public safety.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Hughes, and then Ms. Cunningham, and then Mr. Tisdall.
Reed Hughes, 3335 Northwest 180th Street, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33056. I have in my possession the Juneteenth expenditure detail report, in which this event totaled over $400,000 and was not even held in the beautiful city of Miami Gardens. Here are just a few of the big ticket items from this event. We have Jacket Edge, $80,000. $59,675 to the influencer consultants. $57,143.50 to Orchid Concessions. and $45,500 to Midnight Star Performance. These 4 items totaling over $200,000. I ask you, is this being good stewards of our tax-paying dollars? The president of Miami Gardens Neighborhood Watch Incorporated, Mr. Ragu, asked for your support in donating towards home repairing of elderly seniors during Arbor Day, and only 2 of you from this dais donated. I even recall the city manager asking the dais a couple of years ago for those who were in office to consider scaling back on big events, but it appears this ask has been overlooked. Again, I say to you, I am not an idiot, as referred to by this dais in the lobby of this City Hall on March 26, 2025. I am a 2021 Miami Gardens Citizens Academy graduate, thanks to Mr. Clay, Deputy City Manager, AKA the Professor. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I'm Gail Cunningham, 19001 Northwest 14th Avenue Road, 33169. Proud alumnus of the Miami Gardens Cities Academy, class of 21. The Academy provided me additional tools and skills, ideas in order to clarify and understand the maneuvering of the workings of our city, state, and federal government. Therefore, as I actively, voluntarily work in the vineyards of our city, informing, involving, engaging, educating, enforcing, and empowering myself and others to be the agents who recognize, give homage to, and strive to be the change agents of our city. I ask that you, during your meetings and your encounters with your constituents, please review with them our charter section, Article 4, 4.1 through 4.11, so that they can have your interpretation of what that actually means and how it applies to you as a publicly elected public servant, tax person that is now the steward of our tax dollars, so they will fully understand what your job is and what you do in order to make sure that you collaborate with them and there is transparency, because we're hearing other things. Fortunately, here in our uniquely diverse city, we are not dealing with anyone in our city when it comes to idiocracy, and we are proud to say that. And we want to make sure that you, and I don't want people to think that I'm being selfish by saying I, but we're asked to speak to you. So I am not an idiot, nor does the city have any idiocracy. And if you cannot influence without authority, what good are you? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cunningham. And after Mr. Tisdall, Tina Alexander. You good? Okay. All right. Then it'll be Juan Del, here we go, Reverend. Okay, you'll be after Mr. Tisdall.
Mr. Tisdall, 1731 Northwest 11th Avenue. October the 8th, I spoke. You interrupted me. You told me I can get the police report that night. And you also stated I wasn't going to talk to you like that. My daddy died in 2015. This is the police report I got. I told you that night I want to make a police report. I don't want you to give me one. I want to make one. I don't like what's in here because it's fake news. Now, if I can't come over there tomorrow and make a police report, this is no good. This is no good. I want to make a police report. I don't want nobody to give me to me. I don't want nobody to look at the video and say, this. I've been trying the sergeant at arms and the deputy chief on February the 26th. They said they were going to set up a meeting so we can see how we can iron out a lot of situations. It's been 200 days since February 26th. Ain't nothing happened yet. And your chief of staff said if I want to talk to anybody here, I got to go through him because I'm a threat to council, I'm a threat to the staff, and I'm a threat to him. I don't see how, but that's what he told me because he called me 3 times on my personal cell phone. I got the call log. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mayor and council. I'm really grateful and excited and proud that we are now at 17800 Northwest 25th Avenue. I am the Senior Minister of Unity on the Bay, a spiritual community that's been around for close to 100 years. Next year, we will celebrate our centennial here in the city of Miami Gardens now. And we hope that we will be partners with this council and with the city itself for the next 100 years. Unity on the Bay is a spiritual community that is very dedicated to diversity, inclusion, and faith. We believe that all individuals are sacred expressions of the divine, and we are here to uplift. One of the things that we strongly believe in is that as children of God, as those that are worthy of God's abundance and good, when one of us thrives, all of us thrives. And so we just want to extend ourselves to all of you to let you know not only are we your neighbors, but we are your partners. We look forward to unveiling and celebrating Unity on the Bay next year here in the city of Miami Gardens. We will be a center, a spiritual community that will welcome all. We are looking forward to having children's programming. We have wonderful outreach programs. We have one of the largest backpack drives in South Florida, and we can't wait to bring that here to the city. We're also already scheduled to be one of the sites for the Branches food program next Thanksgiving here for the city. So we're just continuing to look at the ways in which we can connect with all of you. We'd love for you to get to know us, and we'd love to just partner so that together we can uplift this community. Thank you so much for the warm welcome that we've already received, and we really look forward to the grace that I know will be for all of us here together. I also just wanted to bring some information about Unity. I don't know if I can give that to someone. There you go. Yeah. Thank you again. Really looking forward to connecting with all of you.
Thank you, Pastor. Mr. Clerk, are there any other written communication or?
All written communication has been forwarded to council. There are no additional communications.
Right. There's no more public comment cards. Public comments are now closed. We're on reports. Councilwoman Julia?
I have no report, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Baskin?
Take your time. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to say that we kicked off our Teacher of the Teacher Recognition Program for the first quarter of the school year. We piloted the program last school term with schools in Residential Area 1, which were only 6 public schools. But I'm happy to say that we were able to open it up to all Miami Gardens schools, and this year we have 19 schools participating. This is an opportunity for principals to highlight individuals in their building that are going above and beyond the call of duty. My saying is, happy teacher, happy students. If the teachers feel motivated and encouraged and appreciated to come to work, more than likely their students will feel motivated to come to school. So that took place on October 16th. The teachers received a free luncheon, trophies, certificates of appreciation, and we also had some of their principals to join us for lunch at Lorna's. Also, I want to commend the police department for a wonderful domestic violence walk. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Great information, great resources, great networking opportunities. So great job with that. Also, we hosted the Community Collaboration Town Hall, which is every second Tuesday of the month. However, for November, it will be on the 3rd Tuesday because Veterans Day falls on the 2nd Tuesday. So for November, it will be the 3rd Tuesday of the month, November 18th, right at Buccaneer Park at 6 p.m. Also, I want to remind you all of the Parading for Pink and Purple, the parade that will take place on Saturday, October 25th, right at Rolling Oaks Park from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's an opportunity to bring awareness to breast cancer survivors as well as lupus. It will be a fun family day in the park. We encourage you all to attend. It does say sold out, but anybody is welcome to join us. Also, She Power Mondays will take place every fourth Monday of the month. We are piloting or beginning the program the month of October, so that will be Monday, October 27th at Buccaneer Park at 6 p.m. This is an opportunity for our young girls, ages 12 to 19, to come out, learn about etiquette, learn about entrepreneurship, financial literacy. We'll have sessions on career development. So if you know any young girls, ages 12 to 18, please invite them out to next week, Monday. And I also want to encourage you all to use the city app called City Cares. If you come across any potholes, I was able to assist 2 residents over the past week with using the app, where you can take a picture of any issues that you see, upload the picture to the app, and it will be routed to the correct department to make sure we get those issues taken care of. So one issue was a mattress on the side of the street, and another one was a pothole. So we were able to report those to the proper department. Again, that is City Cares, and I encourage you all to use that app. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Wilson?
Thank you. I'd like to report that on Monday, at my monthly meeting Monday, we hosted Dr. Steve Gallen, our school board member, here in District 1. And Dr. Gallen gave us a very extensive report on the state of education in South Florida and in Miami-Dade County. And I am here to tell you that it was a profound and very thought-provoking discussion with him, along with the citizens that were present. I would urge all of you to be involved in what is going on in your schools, in your area, and where your children, grandchildren, or even the students in the neighborhood are. Your presence in the schools is very, very important, whether through volunteerism in the aftercare program or even during lunch or being there in the mornings. We have some of our schools that are seriously under-enrolled. But what's important is not necessarily how under-enrolled they are, it's the quality of the education that is being delivered. And so your involvement, the teachers' involvement, we have some excellent, excellent principals that are in Miami Gardens that are doing incredible jobs, from our senior high schools all the way down to our elementary schools, and in many of the stellar daycare centers. Quality educational services are being delivered. And so the more that we can do to support what is happening in our schools, to support our board member over the city of Miami Gardens, the better and this community becomes, because we then begin to produce youngsters for leadership in our own communities. Education is a very, very important thing to watch in the state of Florida and nationally. And now that we see that the Department of Education essentially has been shut down at the federal level, we have to be very, very watchful and very, very attentive to what is going on in our public education, which leads me to my next conversation. And that is, the history of our people in America is extremely important. There are times right now in the history books where they are not even teaching certain things anymore, particularly Juneteenth. And so it's extremely important that we galvanize behind preserving and passing down the accomplishments and the hurdles that our people have had to overcome in order to know freedom. And the question that we might ask is, do we not talk about the 4th of July? Do we not talk about the first president of the United States because someone doesn't agree? The real issue is that education helps people make strong choices, and we have to be able to tell it no matter what, okay? The second annual Colors of Cancer basketball tournament will be held at Betty T. Community Center for 3 days, for the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And its theme is Go Get Checked Out. The colors of cancer are more than just pink. Deion Sanders found that out. And one visit to the doctor could change the trajectory of our lives. And so go get yourselves checked out. Make sure that you take your annual physicals. We had a presentation at Meet Me Monday, and the young lady said she went in on a routine visit, and bam, life had changed. So it affects not just women, but it affects men, and it affects children from all ages and backgrounds. So I cannot urge you enough to take care of yourselves, to go to the doctor, and take care of one another. And that concludes my announcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Powell?
Thank you, Mayor. Well, it's been an eventful month, I must say, and today I was glad to support, once again, the work that Councilman Leon was doing, which is free mammograms. It's so important as a cancer survivor, getting information out there, and so I just want to commend and congratulate our Councilman Reggie Leon for taking that initiative, not once, but twice. That's really important. So I know he'll give his report, so I will let him do that. On October 16th, we took it to children, Scott Lake Elementary. It's never too early to start educating children about health and people about health. So I participated with a breast cancer awareness parade that Scott Lake Elementary had performed, and it was amazing to see how aware these children are about the issue so early, and they had beautiful artwork that they had to display. Happy to say that, and if you already are a lucky person who registered early, Laugh It Out is sold out. Laugh It Out, it will be held on this Saturday, October 25th, from 6 to 9 p.m., where we will bring awareness to breast cancer and supporting those who are going through the fight along with their families, but also remembering those who have gone. And we're going to give a new twist. This is the second year that I will be hosting it. We have 5 comedians, and it's going to be held at Florida Memorial University at the Rulu Raw Center. And if you are not able to come, please make a donation, as the funds will be going to the Sylvester research under the Dolphins Breast Cancer Challenge. So don't think just because you can't attend the event that you can't actually make a difference through a donation that will help individuals through going through cancer and in research. On November, please change this date. Initially, November 8th was scheduled for diabetes awareness event that was being held at the Betty T. Ferguson. It has now been moved to November 5th. Please save the date, November 5th at 11 a.m. We're going to talk everything diabetes and how to prevent diabetes, how to get better control of your diabetes, and how to cure it, both through pharmaceuticals as well as naturally. If you need to get your blood sugars checked, we also will be doing that on that day, as well as lunch will be provided. And also save the date, November 5th at 1 o'clock, I will continue my Healthy You podcast. And December 5th, guess what's coming? Holidays are coming in, and the Elder Affairs Christmas Extravaganza will be going on from 5 to 9 at the Betty T. Ferguson. Please secure your seat. If you do want to speak with me for anything, I'm always in my office and can be reached between 2 and 4 p.m. Please schedule an appointment with my assistant and analyst, Makita. She will be glad to speak with you and schedule an appointment. And again, if you have not yet registered for the settlement for the North Miami Beach water issue, please do so. Go outside, pick up a card, and register. Don't leave money on the table. And finally, I couldn't let a meeting go by without giving your health tip, right? So we've been talking on the council how we start projects and sometimes we fall off the wagon. And I know many of you out there, you start health beliefs. I'm going to walk every day. I'm going to go to the gym every day. And then you trickle off. So I'm here to say, don't give up. Stop if you must, but don't you quit. Get back on your health tip. And that's my message for today.
Thank you, Doc. Councilman Leon.
Good evening. So today was the second mobile mammogram van that came to Miami Gardens. We had one here on September 25th where we did 80 women, and out of that 80 women, again, 4 of them had breast cancer. They found out during that time. 25 of them had to have some type of follow-up right away. So fast forward to today, October 22nd. And with that September 25th, we had to reschedule people to come back on October 22nd. So today, as of now, the event is still going on. We have 110 women that has been seen already. One gentleman was there. We don't know the numbers yet on if anyone has breast cancer, but because of the turnout today, we now have to schedule another day for November 11th. That just shows the need within this community of people who don't have insurance and who are hurting and need to see some type of physician to get these tests done. So I'm grateful to the mayor, Dr. Powell, and all of our council as a whole, because they shared the flyer, saw some of pastors, church members out there, and it's a community as a whole to be able to bring people together and provide these services. One thing the media asked us is, how do we come up with this? And I was like, well, in Miami Gardens, we really look at the whole need of our residents. Our job is really just to come in here and meet and make sure that the city has a balanced budget. But the work that we continue to do and pour into this community just says a lot about the individuals that sit up here. So again, thank you to the entire council. November 8th, Councilwoman Julian, the mayor, and the entire council is welcome. We'll be hosting a holiday cheer event with the clerk of courts. We have over 13,000 people in this city who have suspended license. And what they're going to do is waive those fees, some of the fees for the suspended license. We'll have the DMV on site, and they'll be reinstating license. And we also partner with our neighbor to the south, Mayor John Taylor, because we share some of those zip codes. So some of those residents are his with those suspended license in the 33054. So we'll be opening up we'll be opening up the senior center on November 8th for that. We'll also have an event that I do yearly, free legal aid. So free legal aid will be there, and that's for people who can't afford a lawyer, but they can come in and they can do some type of legal work. One of our very own from the city attorney office is one of those volunteers. Zach is very big in making sure that he gives back to the community, and he works here for the city, but he also does his community service hours by volunteering his time. So I want to thank you, city attorney, for allowing him to operate in that space. And that ends my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Vice Mayor?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to take a few minutes to highlight some of the amazing work that our educational department is doing. On Monday, October 20th, in partnership with EcoEd Impact Corporation, 20 Miami Gardens residents begin an environmental certification training. Upon completion, the 2-week program of 120 hours, participants will earn 4 federal and 2 state certifications centered around the environmental compliance and enhancing their skills for high-demand environmental careers. In addition to the program starting on Monday, October 20th, tonight in our education wing at Betty T. Ferguson, the general business course under the Business Specialist Certificate Program starts their first class for the first class for this semester, and we currently have 15 Miami Gardens residents enrolled into the course. This is a business specialist certificate designed to build the fundamentals of business skills that provide individuals for entry-level management, administrative, and entrepreneurial roles. And this course is powered by Miami-Dade College's North Campus. So I just wanted to highlight some of the great things that our city university partnership is doing with providing educational resources to the city of Miami Gardens. As we all say, an educated community is a strong community. So ensuring that we create an opportunity for accessible and affordable education is what my colleagues and I are doing by way of our Educational Development Department with our manager and our director of that area. On Tuesday, October 28th at Cloverleaf Park, starting at 5:30 p.m., I'll be hosting another edition of the Vice Mayor's Impact Tour and Community Barbecue. This is a tour. This is a monthly community engagement event with the goal to bring city resources directly to you, the residents, and create an open space for you to share your issues, concerns, and ideas. A number of our departments will be present, our organizations, non-for-profit organizations in the community would be present. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas, or just want to learn more about how the city operates, I strongly encourage you to come out and be a part of this impact tour. A lot of times we have our self-knowledge as it relates to how municipal services are ran and how we go about with municipal services, and that's not necessarily the case. So I strongly encourage all of the residents to take advantage of this opportunity that I've created, and also in your leisure, learn about what it is that our departments do and how we go about with operating a municipality of this magnitude. And last but not least, on Tuesday, November 4th, I'll be hosting my office hours. You're all more than welcome to come and meet with me on a one-on-one basis. That is held at the Betty T. Ferguson Recreational Center, starting at 4 p.m. That's Tuesday, November 4th at 4 p.m. I end immediately at 6 p.m. so that I can have a 30-minute gap to meet at Starbucks for my collective conversation. So we will be having our Table Talk Tuesday on that same day at 6:30 p.m. at Starbucks. You all are welcome to come out for coffee, tea, water, whatever you like to drink that Starbucks sells. You all are more than welcome to come out and be a part of that conversation. May God bless and keep each of you as my prayers. Thank you.
All right, good. I don't have a report this afternoon, so we're moving on to ordinances on for first reading.
Item 9.1, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, authorizing the sale of city-owned property located at 15880 Northwest 27th Avenue, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33056 to Sunshine Meat Market and Beverage, Inc., for the sum of $1,060,000. Authorize the city manager, city attorney to take any and all steps necessary in order to complete the sale of the property, provided for adoption or representation, repealing all ordinances of conflict, providing a severability clause, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager.
Mr. Manager.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council members, before you today is what has been read is hopefully the sale of this piece of property that at some point in time will be redeveloped. Part of that redevelopment will include the expansion of Sunshine Meats and also a potential redevelopment opportunity for expansion of other types of food services on that piece of property. Staff recommends approval.
All right, I need a motion on this item.
I'll make a motion on it.
No, I'm going to make this motion.
Can we get some clarity for the record? Because they said it at the same time.
It's been moved and seconded.
I got some questions about Sunshine Meat.
Okay.
You got a question?
To Councilwoman.
You want me to tell you how good it is? Okay, go ahead. All right.
Call the roll, Mr. Clerk.
Councilwoman Baskin.
Oh,
Yes.
Councilman Leon. Councilman Leon.
Wait, we voting on it already?
Yeah, he said, the mayor said call the roll.
Y'all had questions on this?
I mean, I have a statement, question/statement on it.
He told me call
All right.
the roll.
Go back.
I have a
You had a question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Why y'all seem shocked?
No, the only question I have, I just want to make sure, I like the concept, I like what they're building. How, is there something going to be in there to make sure that we are making sure that local businesses have the opportunity to obtain that, or what are we doing with that?
I'm not, Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
Vice Mayor, council members, I'm not sure we can control that, but hopefully there will be enough activity and enough interest that some of our local businesses will participate in the process. But we cannot control who goes on that site at that point in time.
But so we can only control, through the mayor, we can only control what our expectations are on what we want to see there.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So let me say that I, for the most part, I am in support of the item. Being a frequent customer. But I do have a concern as it relates to the time frame. I know I spoke with our administration earlier today and absolutely love the concept and believe it will enhance should we be able to execute it and make it happen. But I don't want this to be a drawn out project. Like, I want strict timelines in place to actually see it manifest. So I guess my concern is that timeline, is that something that needs to be clear upon selling, or how do we need to ensure that we put the correct time frame in place?
Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
Vice Mayor, council members, this is your first reading. So when we bring back the second reading, potentially if we have a chance to sit down with the potential owners of the new property, maybe we can work with them and their architectural team and put some time frames in place that we can bring back prior to second reading that will give an idea how they will move along in the process.
Okay.
But keep in mind now, they still will have, they have 45 days to do a look back, look-see on everything. Then if the sale happens, then they have to move through site plan and then to building permit. So that's going to be a process. Those are processes they're going to have to go through. But given the fact that there's some ways that we can expedite the process and some of the things that have to be reviewed, we can certainly make sure we move forward with that.
Okay. And thank you, Mr. Manager, and I like that, being able to come back with something for the second reading. I want to also add or suggest that when it comes down to should everything fall in direct compliance and the execution and everything, when it comes down to anything from the city standpoint, that we create essentially an express lane that we can execute permits and things of that nature from our end. Anything that we need to do to to expedite it, I want to see it happen. Like, I want an aggressive expedite. I'm about to make up a word. I want an aggressive project timeline in place. I don't want 2030 to come and the land is still vacant.
I agree. Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
To the Vice Mayor and council members, from our perspective, I'm ready to move forward. Obviously, they're going to have to get their architect on board and do those types of things. But remember, we have two teams that are down in the building and zoning department that work to expedite projects. So whatever team they're on, they will know that is a priority project moving forward.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Manager.
Can I be heard on that?
Yes.
Just so you know, there is built into the deed restrictions, they have 24 months from the time of closing to get certificates of occupancy. So it's already built in. I'm sure if something happens, the manager will have authority to extend if there's extenuating circumstances, but.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Madam Attorney.
Councilwoman?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So through the mayor to the city manager, looking at the rendering, this is 6,500 square footage of property. So my concern or just a thought, I was looking at the parking and knowing that it is going to be the Sunshine Meat
market as well as the potential food hall, we want to make sure that if the business is going to be robust and that they're going to have clients rolling in, that there's sufficient parking. So that's my only thing. So when working with the architectural team, I know that you're going to do your job, Mr. Manager, in making sure that there's sufficient parking so that our patrons can come and not get frustrated and leave, but come and patronize the business and come and patronize their food hall. But I'm
Mayor?
excited about this.
Go ahead.
Mayor. Councilwoman Julie?
Yes.
Councilwoman, staff knows this, and the city attorney knows this. Certainly from a parking perspective, we're going to do what we must do in order to meet the code and things of that nature. However, prior to maybe the closing or even before they get their permits, I actually plan to bring back some other additional parking options that I believe the city should take in consideration. I believe the current parking regulations we have in place are too restrictive. And so I may be bringing something back to you sooner than later to address some of those issues. So going forward, projects like this won't run into that many issues going down the road.
I thank you, sir.
You got it.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
and to the city manager and Councilwoman Wilson, my thought process is when it comes to bringing in these businesses, I know we have local businesses, local vendors, but I really would like for this to look like the community, right? This is a good project, but I really would like to figure out how we can talk to these people to make sure that this reflects, and I know they do a good job of that. They sell a lot of stuff from the community, different vendors from the community, but I just would like to figure out legally how we can have a conversation with them to make sure that this continues to look like the community.
I understand your concern there, and I think having grown up in the community, and this business has been around for as long as I've been a child and up to my adult years. It is a place where you can call it home. It is generational, where families upon families, have patronized that business. Additionally, I would even say that many of the businesses that you may not know actually acquire their meat there to do their food trucks and other types of sales to our constituents. In many instances for us, we have had to, as a city, begin to restrict how we distribute food. Wherein before there were rib places and collard green places on every other corner. And as we began to become a city, we started to restrict that. And so many people have begun through food trucks and other means to sell their food that way. But they have not stopped going to Sunshine Meats for their food to fuel, to service their food trucks. Many of the food trucks which we use through our own events and different things that we have. So I would say that Sunshine Meats is one of those community businesses that is a staple in the city of Miami Gardens, long before it became a city. And they continue to operate with the best customer service and familiarity with our people in this community as we have grown and changed and become a lot more organized and a lot more, I would say, mature as a city. And I don't know that that is going to change. I don't see it in any way, because they have been consistently providing. And I have, and it's in my district. And like I said, and I grew up there. So I had an opportunity as a little girl. Eat a lot of turkey beans, eat a lot of sows, and all of that. And their daughters, the daughters that are there, grew up there. And so it's nothing like something that's homegrown. Nothing like it.
No, I understand that, and I wasn't talking about them and the meat. My question is the businesses that will be coming there, the patrons that will be renting this space. If we can, and I know you're close with them, and that's why I'm talking to you, and we can have a conversation with the city manager to figure out what legally we can do or agreement that we can come up with so that these food trucks that you talk about who buy their meat there have an opportunity to open up in this food hall.
I understand.
So it continues to, since they serve those people, so now give those people an opportunity to do business there and have that rental space.
I understand. I
So
agree with that.
That's what.
Yeah, I understand that.
Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, to the city attorney, is that something that we can do?
No, we cannot. We're selling this land. So once you sell the land, their agreements with their tenants are between them. We can't retain that legal authority once we sell the land. We could do certain things, which we are doing in the deed restriction as far as what kind of uses will be there, and like how long we want the development to happen and things like that. But as far as us being able to, we can't do third-party interference with their contracts once we sell the land. But they're here. I mean, maybe, I'm sure they heard you.
What I want to say is I don't know how that would be even a problem. And the reason why I say that is because the constituents are us. And when I say us, I'm saying the way this community looks is the way the patrons in that store look, and probably will be the way that the people in the food hall would look. I think that we could make our request known, right? Yeah.
And they here, so they here. They
Oh, can they?
Yeah.
Can they come up?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. How are we?
Hi, how are you?
I'm Carissa Disla. My dad, Rafael Disla, is the owner. My sister and I are now working full-time at the business.
Just state your address of the shop for us.
2740 Northwest 159th Street.
Thank you.
Regarding your concern on whether we are going to prioritize making sure that the tenants reflect the community, that is our top priority. When we first brought up this idea back in 2020 or 2021, around that time, that was what the whole idea was about, being able to empower a lot of businesses in this area or a lot of residents in this area that maybe don't have the capital to be able to open their own storefront. We love the idea of being able to have a food hall where we can really partner with other local businesses. We are a small business ourselves. We are not an empire. We are not Publix. There's only one of us. We're working 7 days a week. Thanksgiving, we're there every single day, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. We are serving the people in this community, and it is our top priority to make sure that this food hall represents this city. And we want to honor all the businesses, all the customers that come here and they're selling their own kind of product in their home or on a food truck. We really want to be able to elevate these other business owners. So that shouldn't be a concern of yours because it is part of our values. What we really ask is support from the city. Like I said, we are not an empire. We're just one store. We're one family. And so what we would really appreciate is support from the city. We would appreciate patience, and we would appreciate just collaboration. This is our own financing at the end of the day. And so we're trying to bring something new and fresh. Our store is very limited. We have outgrown it a long time ago. Even on Thanksgiving, I had to ask the city if we could rent a cooler to put in our parking lot because we cannot fit the amount of customers that come into our store. We want to be able to grow with the city, grow as a family, grow as a business, and really be able to serve our customers well. Right. So the concern of us not creating a food hall that represents the city is false. That's part of our values. We want to make sure that our constituents, our customers can see themselves in it. And again, we want to reiterate, we'd appreciate support from the city more than anything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
No, thank you for clarifying that.
Sure. Any other questions?
No. Y'all good? Any other questions or concerns from the dais? No? Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilwoman Baskin.
Yes.
Councilman Leon.
Yes.
Councilwoman Powell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Julian.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stevens.
Yes.
Mayor Harris.
I vote yes.
Motion passes 7-0. We're now on to ordinances on for second reading and public hearing. Item 10.1, an ordinance of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, amending Article 2, City Council, Section 2-56, Order of Business of the Code of Ordinances, providing for a business financial impact statement, providing for adoption of reputation, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing severability clause, providing for inclusion in the code, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilman Reggie Leon. This is a second reading.
Councilman Leon.
Mr. Mayor, I have no, I mean, we open up for discussion, or you have?
I will.
Okay.
And it's open for public comments first. Any public comments on this? I didn't receive any public comment cards on this item. Show public comment closed.
So I make a motion now.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Now it's open for discussion. Any discussion from the dais? Go ahead.
I didn't vote for this the last time, and I'm not sure if I will this time. But what I'd like for you to give is clarity on what this would achieve.
Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
So with this particular item, we have a lot of things that we discuss up here, and we have a lot of things that we need to deal with sometimes. So we have the agenda items, which were already on the agenda, and we have guests that come sometimes for the items to be heard. I'm not comfortable with things that I need to discuss that I have to scale back for the sake of time, because we need to continue the agenda for the agenda items. So I wanted to move the reports back to the end where, how it used to be maybe a year or two ago, where we were able to have more time to discuss anything that we bring up from the floor, as opposed to taking the time from the items that were agended. So that was the reason for doing this.
So you're saying that our reports, which are the reports of the council, would be moved to the very end, and the entire agenda would be moved up? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, our reports will go back to how it used to be, along with the city manager's, city clerk, and city attorney's reports. Mm-hmm. Our reports will be consistent with those reports.
So will there be any time limits on the reports?
The time limit is set.
And let me just tell you what my concern is. It's like you take the reports of the council, you put them at the end of the meeting, and by that time, there is no one here.
Well, there's a time limit on the reports right now. Do we adhere to the time limits? That's up for debate, but there is a time limit by our charter already for the reports, and I think we all may go over that time limit.
Yeah, I do get that.
So,
yeah.
No, what I'm looking to do, like I stated, is to put these reports back in line with the city manager, city clerk, and city attorney's reports, so that we can deal with the business that was agendaed for that particular meeting, and anything in our reports that we bring up and that's a serious issue and we might need to discuss, we would have more time to discuss those items because we've got the agenda business out of the way.
And so there is no, okay, so if we have a limitation on the amount of time that we give our reports, why are we not enforcing that?
That's not my role to enforce that.
That's up to me.
That's up to the mayor.
All right, and I guess that's the problem then. I think that we are making rules because we're not enforcing rules. If we are supposed to have 2 to 3 minutes as a council to give our reports at the very beginning of the meeting, and we fail to adhere to that, that needs to be stopped. And instead of creating, because we created this ordinance to put it up front so that all special presentations would be able to be done in the very beginning. And so now we're taking our comments as a council, putting it at the very end of the meeting, and that really just comes because we haven't enforced the 3-minute limit.
No, that's how it
Yeah.
it was
Right.
previously.
Right.
Where the dais had its, or the council had its reports before the city manager, the city attorney, and the city clerk.
Right.
That's how it was before, and we moved it up. So, and if you guys are saying that we're going to adhere to the 3 minutes that we're supposed to have, that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, and here's
Okay.
what I'm also saying. I'm saying that part of one of the reasons is that people at the end of the meeting, if they don't want to hear, they get up and leave.
They can leave in the beginning of the
No,
meeting
I'm
if they don't
talking
want to.
about from this dais.
Oh, I don't think we have.
Well, but we did have it, and that was
Yeah.
part of the reason why we said everybody has to be here. We give the, because we had this ordinance and we brought it, we changed it, and so to make it, at the very beginning, and my thing of it is here's the deal, right? I prefer the meeting, the reports of the council up front, so that anybody that is here, that they can in fact get the presentations and all of that done. So if they have to go, they can go. But if we're going to move it to the back at the end of the meeting, I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I'm just saying that it don't make sense to keep doing the same thing. You go forward, you go backward, you go forward, when really the issue is enforcement. Enforcement of however much time that we believe we ought to be allotted. If the city manager has a 2-minute presentation and our presentation is 2 minutes, we limit our comments to 2 minutes. And that's all I'm saying. So.
Well, that is actually up to the chair to enforce the time or give us an extension of time, right? So at the same time, some of these items that we have or some of the discussions we might bring up may take longer than 3 minutes. And if the mayor who chairs the meeting sees fit that we have an extension of time so that we can continue to discuss the business that you, me, or whoever felt was important to bring, we have that freedom here. But what I'm saying is that we have items that have been submitted for the agenda in a timely manner, and we have community people who come sometimes to present, but we want to go ahead, since they did present their items, we want to go ahead and get them out of the way, and then we can discuss the business, whatever we bring up toward the end, and have free liberty to go ahead and not be on time restriction at the courtesy of the chair.
But aren't our reports different from a discussion item?
We bring up, that's the time, sometimes we do bring up items that we're looking for clarity, and we're asking the manager to follow up,
Okay.
or asking
So
the city
then
attorney to follow up.
Can we have our reports at the beginning of the meeting and our discussion items at the end?
Well, that's not how the item is written.
I'm sorry?
That's not how the item is written.
Yeah, I know, I understand, but you're saying that the premise for the item stems from the fact that we are not being able to have discussion items, which is a part of the reports that we.
No, I'm not saying we're not being able to have them. We can have them.
Right.
All I'm saying is just that we're putting it, I'm looking to give us some structure so that we can do things decent and in order, right? So we can continue to handle the flow of business. Mr. Mayor, I call the question.
All right.
Did anybody else have any comments before you called the question? I mean, I'm just serious.
Hold. Yeah. Anybody else got anything they want to add, or Mr. Clerk?
Councilman Leon.
Yes.
Councilwoman Powell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
No.
Councilwoman Julian.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stevens.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baskin.
Yes.
Mayor Harris.
I vote yes.
Motion passes 6-1. We're now on to item 10.2, an ordinance of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, relating to elections, calling the 2026 general election for council seats 2, 4, and at-large 6, providing for runoff election, if necessary, providing for qualification of candidates, providing for close of election books, approving the official ballot form, providing for notification, providing for adoption of representation, repealing all ordinances of conflict, providing a severability clause, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city clerk.
Mr. Clerk.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is our second reading for calling the 2026 general election, recommended for approval, and this is a public hearing on this item.
All right, public comments are open on this item. Showing no public comment, public comments are closed. I need a motion on this item. Motion. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion from the dais on this item? Showing none, Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilwoman Powell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Julian.
Yes.
Vice President Stevens.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baskin.
Yes.
Councilman Leon.
Yes.
Mayor Harris.
I vote yes.
Motion passes 7-0. We're now on to the consent agenda.
I need a motion on the consent agenda.
Motion. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show the consent agenda passes.
All right, we're now to resolutions. Item 13.1, a resolution for the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, affirming the notification of receipt of an unsolicited proposal from the firm P3 Markets LLC and the Beckham Hotel Miami Gardens development team for development of a hotel and parking garage in the City of Miami Gardens PACE District, establishing a 60-day time frame for acceptance of additional proposals for development of a hotel and parking garage in the City of Miami Gardens PACE District in accordance with P3 Market LLC and the Beckham Hotel Miami Gardens Development Team unsolicited proposal, providing for adoption of reputation, providing for an effective date. And this is sponsored by the city manager.
Mr. Manager.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Mayor and members of the council, this is our first entree into a P3 process. This will allow us to review the proposal that is before us. It also gives a 60-day notice to others who may have some interest in the process. What has been submitted to us is a proposal to build a hotel and parking garage, which will be adjacent and behind the performing arts site. Staff has reviewed this process. We have taken this through a process similar to what we would do with an RFP. The recommendation is to begin that negotiations with them after the period of time of 60 days. They have also submitted the $25,000 requirement to move forward in this process, which is non-refundable. So staff recommends approval to move forward with the Beckham Hotel Miami Gardens development team, and hopefully we can move forward with a development site for the hotel next to the Performing Arts Center. Staff recommends approval.
Need a motion on this item. Motion. It's been moved and seconded. Got a question?
Well, I don't have a question, more so than time frame. More so just wanting to really see it move along. So whatever that express look like or whatever needs to be done, make it a priority and just make it happen. That's all I have for it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right.
I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
You got a question?
To the mayor, to the city manager. So is this item, this unsolicited proposal, are we moving forward with this particular company in the development of the hotel?
Yeah, we have already begun, excuse me, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Councilwoman, we've already begun the review. However, if someone within the 60-day time frame submits something to us, we will have to review that one as well.
Okay.
But we've already begun our review with the current proposal in front of us.
Okay.
Any other questions or concerns? All right, Mr. Clerk.
Councilwoman Julian.
Yes.
Vice President Stevens.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baskin.
Yes.
Councilman Leon.
Yes.
Councilwoman Powell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Harris.
I vote yes.
Motion passes 7-0. There are no quasi-judicial items. We're now on to the reports of the city manager, city attorney, and city clerk.
Mr. Manager.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, I have no report. Thank you.
Madam Attorney.
I issued a written report, Mr. Mayor, last week, so that's it. But you do have a report.
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry, and I did this last meeting, so I need to come back to I apologize. last meeting under the manager's report, there was a report submitted for the record regarding the RUDG report, which is reference to the site and the property that's located in front of the Jesse Trice Center. That site has been in process for a number of years, where one section was the affordable housing for elderly, the other section was for Jesse Trice, and the third section, which sits vacant today, was to be developed for elderly housing as well. That has not happened. We have gone back and forth with the development team that has been a part of this process, and they have seemed to not been ready to move forward with any type of project. So what this report is asking is that we ask the city attorney to move with foreclosure proceedings so that we can move forward with recapturing this property and then taking an opportunity for us to put that property back on the streets for development opportunities.
All right, let's do it. Nope. I guess that'll be
We
up
need a
to-
motion.
We need a motion to.
Motion?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition?
Thank you,
Showing
Mr.
none.
Mayor.
Move forward, Madam Attorney. Do your job. Go get our land back. Mr. Clerk, or Madam Attorney, you had a report?
Oh, no,
Mr. Clerk?
Nah, no report.
No report?
No report.
Wow, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Been moved in second. Show this meeting adjourned.